Morning guys, Dave, Northeast Edible. This is my garlic patch for this year and just wanted to give you an update. So we plant these guys in October-ish time frame of last fall, and it's springtime now, and you can see I've done a lot better job keeping up with the weeds. You can see kind of the rows here. We got a few rows and everything's looking good except for kind of the outskirts. But everything's looking good. A couple things you want to consider with garlic. You don't want to plant in the same location several years in a row. Garlic has, a disease can get through in your garlic that planting in the same spot a couple years in a row helps spread that disease. So you want to move them around a little bit. So in this case, I've got this garlic about 100 yards away from last year's planting, and that's just about as far as you need to go. So just wanted to show you, I normally plant these guys about 3-ish inches apart. You can kind of tell the spacing right there, and about a foot in between the rows. And it's springtime now. You can plant spring garlic, you just have to let them stay in the ground a little bit longer in the summertime, but these will be ready to harvest probably in July-ish time frame. So we'll prune the scapes, and then we'll go ahead and harvest them a little while after that. But weeding with garlic is important for development of those big bulbs. You want to make sure nothing's really competing with them. And you can see in here, kind of in between, there's some grasses and those are probably wild garlic or wild onion coming up in between some of these guys. So you just want to keep track of your garlic, make sure you're keeping it weeded, and just keep an eye on it. I think I've noted in other videos that there's not many pests for garlic, so don't worry about a fence. You can see there's no fence here. This is basically just on the side of my yard where I had an old wood mulch pile. You see what's left of it there. Makes a great spot for planting garlic, because if you let the mulch sit there for a couple years like I did with this one, the grass kind of underneath it dies. So you don't have to worry about too many weeds coming up or too many grasses coming up. I've done nothing to this bed except for plant the garlic in it, and you can see there's not many weeds growing up through it. So Dave, Northeast Edible, if you're planting garlic, you can do it in the spring, but it's best to do it in the fall. So let those garlic bulbs get rooted in over winter, and then they hit the spring running. But you can do it now if you want. You just have to wait a little bit longer in the season to harvest. Other than that, it's basically the same kind of concept. You let them sit there and just pull one bulb up and just kind of take a look at it and see if it's the right size, if it's the right hardness, and then, yeah, that's about it. You harvest your garlic, you let them dry on some racks, or just let them dry in your basement with a couple fans going or something, and they'll be ready to go. They'll store for months on end. So Dave, Northeast Edible, have any questions about garlic or planting any other edibles, perennials, fruit trees, berry bushes, you name it, send them my way. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, email list, northeastediblenursery.com. And thanks guys, keep those questions coming. Take care.